What is up? Greetings to the Build Assets Online Nation. Just kidding. It's Joe. I'm here with Mike, and today we're going to answer another question that we got in the email inbox. If you have questions, please send them to us. We want to answer your questions. This question was actually from a student of ours that's going to be working with us hopefully in the next month or so. He was finishing up a couple projects, and then he wanted to get started with us. But basically, here's his question. He asks, what tools? Oh, Mike's mic is falling everywhere.
Sorry.
So sorry for the sound there, guys. But he says, what tools, if any, do you use to evaluate high-ticket dropshipping suppliers? Is there a method/tool you use to evaluate a supplier's best-selling products? Let's say supplier X has 100 products that are in the price range that I'm targeting. How do I know winners so that I can budget ad spend appropriately? And I'm going to let Mike take that question. What does Kanye West say? He's like, I'm going to let you talk in a minute. What is that? What does he say?
Oh yeah. I forget what it is. I
Yeah.
forget what it is.
I'm giving
But
Mike the Taylor Swift brush off right now because I want to answer this
all right, do it.
in one swift answer. If you're looking to figure out the best products to sell, it's obviously going to be the ones that you make the most money on. And obviously that isn't a straight black and white answer because you can have high margin products that have supply issues or, just any sort of, maybe they don't sell a lot and something like that. But the point I'm trying to say is that using the margin as a guideline is really key here. So, it was like, wait, Mike, it was, hold up, I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah.
That's how it went. I'm not even a fan of this kind of pop culture stuff, but that stuck out in my mind. Anyway, Mike, what do you got to say on this?
That was also like 10 years ago, so it's not really pop culture anymore. But long story short, yeah, so obviously the better the margin is, the more desirable it's going to be for you, but that's not necessarily going to dictate the demand for that product. And so I would say there's actually a couple answers here. One thing that you can do if you want to know, if you want to get an idea of this, is you can literally just go on Google, go to the search, type in the supplier's name, and then just see what comes up in the autofill. And so most of the time, it's going to populate based on the actual popular searches that come along with that term, the supplier's brand name. So if you whatever populates from there, that will be the supplier's most popular product type. But it goes a step further in a way that Google isn't going to tell you. So there may be products that some people just aren't advertising, and so when you go ahead and list those, then you'll be able to get most of the traffic for them. And we've had this happen so many times, actually. One of the first sites we started, we were selling their products, and there was like this one particular item that was in the $2,500 range, and we would sell it here and there, and then basically that supplier got sold to a bigger company who was like a supplier you would never want to work with. Totally corporate, totally huge, no map, and like 100 plus suppliers, 100 plus sellers for their products. So they took ownership of this one company, but as it turns out, the people that were already selling the supplier stuff never wound up listing this one particular product that we had great margins on. We had 50% free shipping, and yeah, so that would definitely not be that company's most popular product, but for us, that made us like tens of thousands of dollars over, the 2 years, 3 years we had that supplier. But
Yeah, once we had the bigger exclusivity on it, when the new brand came in, it kind of like added a bunch of sellers to it, and we still made money off it. We still did pretty
but
well
I'm
with it
saying
for a
that I'm
while.
saying not a lot of people came in. Not a lot of people came in and actually started selling that product.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Definitely more though than in the beginning.
possibly, but not a lot.
Okay.
But also, you said, how do I know which ones to spend money on? And so my answer to that kind of goes along with what I had previously outlined. It is you want to spend money on whatever people buy. And so the question is, what do I spend money on before people buy it? And I would say don't really, I would say try to be impartial, because you can do the Google autofill thing. You could look at all these types of things, but you're not actually going to get the real results until you just do it. So start conservative on everything. And then once you start to get sales, just go pump budget into that. And then once you feel like you've kind of capped it out, then start on another thing. But also what Google Shopping does is, I mean, it's so when someone searches for something, you're going to show up if your product is relevant to what they're searching. So you'll get that data as to what people are actually looking for. It's not going to be something a keyword tool can tell you. It's not going to be something anyone can tell you, because it's going to be data specific to your company as to what people are actually searching for and what people are actually buying.
Yeah, those are, I think that pretty much answers the question. I do have something I want to add. It's a bit off topic, and it might warrant a separate video on this. Now, as we've said a few times, we are going to be adding stuff to the course in December this month on long-tail SEO, along with YouTube ads. I want to touch on the long-tail SEO because that's kind of like my my wheelhouse here. Now, Mike just mentioned that we had a supplier that is not a supplier that we would want to work with, because there's hundreds of people selling it, no map and stuff like that. But I want to say that we have had people, when I say, well, colleagues really, that were in niches that had kind of terrible metrics. We had one guy that was in a niche that we were friends with, that couldn't even advertise on Google Shopping. And the point I'm trying to make here is that you're building a business, and we recommend Google Shopping as the primary traffic source, because it's a faucet you can turn on right away, make profitable sales right away. But there's more than one way to get traffic, and that's the truth of the matter. And I don't want people who watch us, or our students, I think people box themselves into thinking that, oh, I'm building like a business on Google AdWords, or I'm building like a Google Ads business, or people say that all the time with, I'm building an Amazon business. You need to be in the frame of mind of, you're in the business of selling X, Y, and Z, period. And you're going to find how to sell those things. Maybe some things aren't viable on Google Shopping. Maybe some things, it just really, really depends on the industry. So I wanted to kind of put that out there into the universe so that our listeners and our students can really soak that in, because that's a key point here, is that we have products for sale on the internet. We're getting traffic to those pages, and we want people to check out. How we do that is going to be dependent on multiple factors. And if the Google Shopping is too competitive, say you're selling those kitchen islands, again, bad example, probably don't go sell these, but say you are selling those kitchen islands, and you have 100 competitors on brands of Google Shopping. If you can rank for, sorry, I just dropped a marker. If you can rank for 10 best red kitchen islands, or 10 amazing kitchen island ideas, the keyword being kitchen island ideas, boom, you can convert people from that off of free traffic and still make the same high ticket margins, without the ad spend draining your bottom line. So
yeah, we teach what we teach as a general idea of how to execute your business to get the quickest results possible, based on how we've done it in multiple different niches. But it's not the only way. And yeah, someone else I know that I've talked to many times actually started a website that they don't even run Google traffic at all, because their products are too competitive. So they just focus strictly on SEO, and so they do well with it. I'm not going to say they do as much in sales as one of our stores that's running a lot of Google ads, because they probably don't. But the point is that they're making it work in a situation that with Google ads would not be viable. So yeah, you just need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, one thing we talked about last episode we recorded, should be up on YouTube and the podcast at this time, is that we really want to discourage, or we want people to get out of the mindset of wanting to have their hand held in online business, because it just kind of results in bad things for them at the end. Um, you know, and I think what we're talking about now really, really furthers that point a bit, is that, and especially once we add this new stuff to the course, YouTube ads and the long tail SEO, it really opens up the floodgates for the creativity of our students to take what we teach and run with it on a whole nother level, on a way that applies to their business. Because now, there's going to be more than one road to take, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and there's a distinction between wanting the quickest road possible, which I totally understand, and that's definitely how we approach things when we try to go into like a new venture, is the quickest road possible, and being stuck in this mode of it's almost like a rigidity of not wanting to branch out or do your own sort of creative type things, or trusting yourself to find a solution. And so as you get further and further into your online business journey, I think a lot of people find out how important that aspect of it is. But it's something that needs to be built up over time. Like, if you remember in the beginning when we would try and do things, like, it just we just didn't have the right understanding yet. So if you can recall this example, I'm gonna try and say we had made a page of like top 10 reasons why you should buy this product, and we were gonna run like a Facebook ads funnel to it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. And
Yeah.
it's pretty laughable.
It is pretty laughable, considering like that was like 3 years ago, and it was so bad. But yeah. So in the beginning, it's good to go towards what works. If someone has identified a direct path that you can follow, then take that and go as hard on it as possible. But it doesn't mean that if something does not work within that model, that it is the end all be all. And that's really what we're trying to get at.
Yeah, and I want to break it down into a few different areas of thought that you should think about. And I said this earlier in this. I said these words, but I want to make sure that they're honed in on. There's 3 components to online business, really, maybe 2. There's getting the traffic and making the sale. Those are the 2 things. Making the sale there are variables, of course. You can always improve your conversion rate, yada, yada, yada. But getting the traffic is the thing that can change, because there are lots of different ways to get traffic. And when you're getting traffic, it's important, or when you're just trying to decide on how I'm going to get traffic to this website, whether it's a high-ticket dropshipping store or not, how am I going to get traffic to it? It's important that you really, really put yourself in the mind of the person that you want traffic from. What is this person doing? What are they looking for? What kind of information are they seeking out? Or are they even seeking out this information? Do they know that they want this? Do they know that they need this? And each sort of scenario calls for something different. And that's the distinction here. The second group of scenarios, when you're trying to create demand, that's where the social media ads come more into play. Because if someone's not searching for something, you can't make them search for it. You don't know them. If someone is searching for something and you can't create demand for it, because there are things you certainly cannot create demand for. You can't create demand for a kitchen island, because there's a subset of things that has to happen before a person buys a kitchen island. They need a house. They need a kitchen. They need those things before they want the island.
To clarify, you can create demand for a particular kitchen island.
Exactly. Yes.
But to create demand from someone who doesn't need a kitchen island to someone who's now going to buy one.
Yes.
That's a whole separate process. So yeah, I totally agree. And I feel like this warrants a separate video in itself. Like, each sort of method that we teach is almost like a tool. And it's like you combine these tools together. So you're combining Google Ads with a product page, and it leads to a sale that makes you profit. You can combine Google Ads with an affiliate page, and that lead to a commission. Are you going to do it profitably? That's harder to do. But these are all just tools, and our high ticket dropshipping course kind of teaches you how to mesh these tools together. But in the end, instead of the Google ads, you can swap in SEO. You can swap in YouTube ads. You can swap in influencer marketing. There's many ways to do it, but you just need to understand what each thing is and the context of it and how to execute it properly.
Perfect. So on that note, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, leave us a question, please. Like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. We want to keep making more of these videos, and your support helps us. If you're listening to this on a podcast format, please like us on iTunes, Stitcher, all that good stuff. So this is your boy, your friend. I don't know what else to call myself in your eyes, but hopefully you see me positively. And I'm signing off here. Take it easy.
Take it easy.